remote Krishna River Valley.
This area is infested with cobras.
Let's hope they're sleeping.
Their quest to discover the source of the legendary diamond mines of Golconda.
This.
And uncover a fortune in glittering stones.
This is our first major find.
They split up and search for clues.
Start heading up.
Both on land and underwater.
Crocodiles. It's a little intimidating.
Sam's mission of achieving the impossible was underway.
Damn.
But the water team faced trouble early on when Dave's air supply got cut off. They pressed on. Then,
You found something.
Sam and the team discovered their first diamonds on land
It's a diamond.
and in the river.
There's a freaking diamond in there. Look at that.
Found the first one.
On this episode of Lost Treasure Hunters, Sam goes all in on a site that he believes is rich with diamonds.
I'd like to mine the heck out of that field.
But Steve believes Sam is way off target.
Can you tell us where you found the stone?
The team gears up for a full-scale operation
I got a crane here whenever you're ready for it.
as heavy mining equipment arrives to make life easier.
Hey! Watch it!
Bloody hell.
But in this harsh and unforgiving place,
Whoa!
Hey, take it easy!
We're going into the rocks.
nothing is easy.
What's going on over there?
Did you see?
Rising tensions threaten to tear the team apart,
I think that's the Navy SEAL in him. Seeing me, as a girl.
and the curse of the Golconda diamonds
The villagers say that there is a curse.
may be more than just a myth. With a little more than 3 weeks until the annual start of monsoon season, the team has already discovered 2 small gem-quality diamonds worth an estimated $3,500. Now the team's mechanic, Rob, must get the heavy mining equipment out to the mine site so the team can score the mother lode.
Those will be the first things that when they go off, we can set them. It's not a question of whether the diamonds are here or not. We've already found 2. We've got to get our equipment in here. We've got to get it as quickly as possible so we can find some more. It's my job as the team mechanic to make sure we get all this equipment loaded and get it down to the river so we can get it put together as quickly as possible.
Once the 3-ton, $500,000 processing plant is assembled, the team will use it to sift through tons of dirt on the river and on land. Without this equipment, it would take thousands of men to work through the same amount of dirt.
This is the jig. This is the heart of the operation. That's what's going to find some beautiful stones when we get on the river. That jig right there is going to have a history that will not be matched by many.
Loading has just begun when a freak accident shuts them down.
The burst has started. We dropped this piece of steel on the poor boy's foot. We need to get some ice immediately and get that swelling down. This is a bad hit. It's a really bad hit. My fault for not watching out for it.
You take the car and go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Come. Come. Zara isko bata do.
For centuries, locals believe there is a curse of the Golconda diamonds. Anyone in possession or seeking them may face misfortune or death.
I'm not much on curses. But I've been here 3 times now, and I've seen some pretty weird things.
This superstition is made stronger by any accidents that could possibly be related and has the potential to keep the team's invaluable local crew away. With the accident still on everyone's mind, the mining equipment is driven to the Krishna River mine site, where it will be offloaded first thing in the morning.
Two days ago, we found 2 diamonds. One down by the river and one up here on the land. I'm so excited to get this operation going.
Once the 7 trucks full of mining gear arrive, the water team, Dave and Rob, will be tasked with assembling the equipment. Assisting them will be 24 locals from nearby villages.
Hey, Rob, I got a crane here whenever you're ready for it.
Copy that, Dave. Send it on down.
Okay.
Down here.
Okay, you got it.
You, down here.
As the apprentice and newest member of the team, Suzanne will be in charge of guiding all the trucks down to the river.
So when the first truck goes down,
Yeah.
you want to hold the second guy, but as he comes down, get him over to the right, a little so that there's room for the first truck to get out of here.
At this point, I'm feeling pretty good.
We found a diamond in the river. Sam found a diamond on the bank. He's dug a whole bunch of material. He's got it all ready for us to process. Equipment's coming down. Still got to pull it all together and get it across the river. But everything's rolling now. Everything. It's like we're right on target.
Straight.
That's a set of pontoons, Rob.
Copy that.
The pontoons are the first pieces to arrive. Once all the components are offloaded, the team will begin the long process to assemble the barge, dredge, and wash plant. The team must work quickly because of the short timeline due to the monsoons and the dam being constructed downstream.
I've been on a lot of projects, and if you don't get them up and running quick, it's going to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. We've got to get this thing up and running.
There are three main components to the team's mining equipment: the barge, the wash plant, and the dredge. The barge is a floating platform which consists of 9 pontoons. It's the support structure for the wash plant. The wash plant quickly sorts and sifts large quantities of dirt, separating out diamonds. The dredge is connected to the wash plant. It's an underwater vacuum that sucks up dirt and gravel and sends it to the wash plant for processing. Once they assemble all of the equipment, the team will float it to the other side of the river, where they will wash and sort a pile of earth that Sam believes will contain diamonds.
Is he the only guy that can drive the crane? Well, the risk is going to go up with every one of those you lift.
The whole unloading of the dredge exercise was chaos, so I just took on the role of being the safety officer.
Rob, watch it. That strap is really badly frayed. Back. Let it go. Bloody hell.
I see it. It's bad. That's all they've got.
Whenever you start to put one of these projects together, everybody's always trying to help you get things going along. And I actually like anytime someone helps me out. It's no skin off my back if somebody can spot something or help out a little bit.
Watch your head. Hey. Take it easy.
Don't. Okay.
Got the first one. Number 1.
With things moving along smoothly, Sam heads to the other side of the river with friend and foreman Colonel Shally, along with a team of the local crew. Sam is anxious to continue digging on the field where he already found 1 diamond.
Let's go get some diamonds.
Under Sam's supervision, the workers will be collecting as much material from the dig site as they can. The dirt will be run through the wash plant once the barge is assembled and arrives on this side of the river.
To be honest, I don't think we can do any of this work without our local labor and guides. They're an essential part of our team. Finding the right spot to dig is the most important thing. And I've always trusted my instincts on this, and it never let me down yet.
Come on over.
The local workers will sift the gravel from the dirt through grates and screens. This produces a pile of dirt perfectly sized to be processed by the wash plant.
I've been looking for this spot for years, and I believe it's the long-lost Golconda mines. If we find any large diamonds here, it could mean we're on top of the source.
This really scares me. I've got the weight of this tractor. I've got 5 more trucks to load, and I've got a soft spot. These tires go down below this level, it's going to break through into mud. And if that happens, we've got a stuck crane and we'll be delayed at least a day. We got to get some wood, some dirt, some rock.
You can always depend on Rob. Not only is he good with the mechanics, but the guy has extensive experience in mining, especially diamonds. He'll work all night. He'll throw himself at it, you know. It's just always fun with him.
It's a kind of a mud hole where we're bringing the crane in, so we need to reinforce the bottom of the river bank. Rise. These local workers, they've got some of the best work ethics. They try so hard.
We're always hearing all these words about curses, but almost always it just comes down to lack of planning or inability to solve problems. When you got Rob on the job, there's no curse.
Across the river at the dig site, Sam and the local team are making slow but steady progress.
Dig deep. We go deep. 10 years ago, I would have grabbed a shovel and done all this work myself. But I'm up near 70 now, so it's getting harder for me to keep up with these young guys. All of these workers speak a dialect of Telugu language, which is a rare language to begin with, plus their subdialects. It's very difficult to ask them to do something in the right way so that they do it. Tushali, come with me. Do some more here. But despite the language barrier, we've really got going. Okay, now we're making some progress. I believe there are a lot of diamonds in this pile of earth, but we need to get our equipment up and running to process it to find out for sure. Tomorrow afternoon, the tractor comes. This pile as tall as me. Looking at this pile of dirt is like looking at presents under a Christmas tree. You know the goodies are in there, but you just have to be patient.
Back a little bit, let's go. Where do you want it, Rob?
I'm going to set it right down by the creek. We've unloaded 6 of our trucks. No sign of that curse anywhere. Okay. Woo! Woo! Good job. One more piece, and my nightmare is unloaded.
We're setting up for the last heaviest load. We can't afford to make any mistakes at this point. It's the last piece. This is the dredge. This is my baby.
Have her turn the truck around.
Okay. Hey, Susanna?
Yeah, come back.
We got a new plan here. Have them turn that truck around and drive straight in when we tell you.
Okay. Yeah, bring some more rocks.
When Dave asked me to turn the truck around and back it in, he didn't take into account that it had 2-ton piece of equipment on top.
That won't work. They're trying to put some gravel under the tires because it's catching.
Okay. He's stuck. She didn't know how to get that truck turned around. And that was the realization to me, you know, that we're going to have to be just a little careful on what kind of projects that we give her. Because some of this stuff gets dangerous, you know. And I'm saying, what's going on? Get the guy turned around, you know, and I'm not hearing back from her. You never let the momentum stop. It's like going to war, you know. You're rushing it. You can never let it stall. So I'm looking up there, and it's stalled. Everything stopped. Looks like they gave up.
Coming up, the water team is stuck between a rock and a hard place.
And as we come across those rocks, we're heading right for it. So we're going into the rocks. Oh!
Pull around! Pull around!
And later, the diamond curse of Golconda rears its ugly head.
Cobra, oh, be careful. Be careful. Be careful.
With the curse of the Golconda diamonds in the air,
The curse has started. We need to get some ice immediately and get that swelling down.
world-renowned prospector Sam Spearstra returns to dig at the site where he found a diamond days earlier.
Dig deep.
Back on the river, the rest of the team rushes to unload and assemble their heavy-duty mining equipment to float across.
Good job. One more piece, and my nightmare is unloaded.
But despite her best efforts, Susanna struggles with her role on the team.
They're trying to put some gravel under the tires.
Okay. He's stuck. You never let the momentum stop. It's like going to war, you know. You're rushing it. You can never let it stall. So I'm looking up there, and it's stalled. Everything stopped. Looks like they gave up. Hey, Susanna?
Yes, you copy?
We're sending you a team up there before they make it worse.
Okay, roger that. Stop! 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 Stop!
This is like the reality check. New person on the team. We needed her before.
Everybody, come! Come! You gotta push!
Dave, you know, despite his being always very demanding, he saw me and he helped me. And I was very glad for that. Because I don't want to let the team down.
Awesome! Good job!
Hey, Roberto. How's it going, guys? Good to see the old dredge up here. Wow, look at this. I'm so glad to see the wash plant and dredge unloaded. Dave and Rob and his team should be mining on the river by morning.
With the equipment delivered safely at the river, the team has taken a major step forward in their hunt for diamonds. The clock is ticking until monsoons arrive, so the water team, Dave and Rob, must work all night assembling the barge and dredge so they can process the piles of gravel that Sam will have waiting on the other side. But when morning arrives, the equipment is still not assembled.
David! David! What's going on here? How come this stuff is not in the water, man? I'm over there with a whole team of diggers.
Okay.
And we're accumulating a mountain of ore. I was totally frustrated this morning to come down to the river and see that our diamond separation system is not yet in the river. They said they would have it in this morning and float it over so that we can bring the material down from our diamond-bearing field. We found diamonds there right off the bat. In one pan, we got our first diamond.
He found something.
First screen!
I can't believe that!
I want to bring down thousands of pounds of diamond dirt and start washing it.
Let's go down and talk to Rob. Hey, Rob. How about, he's worried about time.
What's the earliest you can have this in the water? I mean, over on the other side.
It's tomorrow.
I'm trying for tomorrow, Sam.
He wasn't out there all night, so he comes down in the morning and he doesn't know that we've worked all night. On the one hand, we're in a hurry because we're spending about $3,000 a day. We have to balance, getting the job done with hurrying too fast.
Yeah. There's a lot of commercial equipment here that we've got to get together.
If we don't get it right, we could fry somebody on deck. It's 440 volts,
The last time that we came to India looking for diamonds, I had a young man who was in the water and he got out. And when he walked across the barge, somehow he put his hand on top of the welder to go around it, and his foot hit the positive lead, and it gave him a jolt, stopped his heart. And he went down, and my brother and I worked on him CPR and mouth-to-mouth rescue breaths for over an hour, and could not bring him back to life.
Look, there's a lot more progress here than you see. It's a lot of details. I can understand Sam blowing off a little bit. We pushed it as hard as we could. We were feeling good about that. It was just only going to go as fast as it was going to go.
All I ask is you guys get this jig over there as fast as you can.
I'll do what I can.
Fast as possible. I'll get going.
All right. Sam's been working his guts out, getting a pile of hopefully diamond-bearing gravel. And when he comes across and we're not quite ready, he needs it now.
He's stressed out. We're spending a lot of money. The days are going by, and we need a hit.
While the water team and Susanna assemble the barge and dredge at the river, and Sam digs more material at his site, Steve, the team's geologist and fifth member, continues his search for the source of the diamonds with two local guides, Prabhakar and John.
I need to look at my laptop just to figure out where we are. So this is a satellite image for this area, okay? So we've just come up here. Okay, all right, well, that's good. So I need to go there, okay? Because being a geologist is like being a rock detective. I use the knowledge I've gained through the years, maps, 3D mock-ups, satellite images, to find whatever I'm looking for. I'm convinced I'm on the right track, because yesterday I met a farmer who said he'd found a diamond in the Kollur Hills that supports my data. Can you tell us where you found the stone? Hills.
Diamonds are formed under intense heat and pressure deep in the earth. Then they're carried toward the surface by rivers of a lava-like substance called kimberlite or lamproite. The lava then explodes through the Earth's crust and deposits diamond-rich volcanic rock in a concentrated area. This area is what prospectors refer to as the source of the diamonds. The problem is, over time, some of the diamonds from the source rock are moved around the region by water and erosion in the Earth's ever-changing topography. Lighter diamonds are often carried farther from the source, so they're smaller. The diamonds closest to the source are more concentrated and potentially larger, making them far more valuable. Steve does not believe that Sam is digging anywhere near the source.
Finding the source is so important. It's probably where we would expect to see the greatest concentration and the best quality diamonds. Okay, well, these are all dipping in the right direction. It's all flat. Aha, now look at this. This is all pretty interesting stuff. These are the rocks that host the diamonds in the other parts of India. All right, so this is really, really good. So these rocks are the right age, the right composition, and they compare with all of the other rock basins throughout India which have recorded diamond occurrences. So our diamond pipes would be intruding into these type of rocks.
Miles away at Sam's dig site, the local crew are ready to load dirt in a tractor and take it down to the river and wash it in the wash plant.
Bucket. We're loading up the screen material from the 2 holes we dug. It's going to fill this whole trailer, probably 3 or 4 tons. Take it down to the wash plant and run it. We've already found 1 diamond here after a very small amount of digging. So if this is truly the source of the diamonds, there should be many in this trailer load. I've been chasing these diamonds for the last 15 years of my life. We're so close now, I can feel it. The torrential rains, the monsoons, are only a month away.
Unfortunately for Sam, the team's trouble is just beginning.
What was that? Calvin, what happened?
Sam Spearstra has been searching for the source of the diamonds of Golconda for the past 15 years and believes he has found it.
I'm going to get as many diamonds out as I can.
Steve Newberry, the team's geologist, has his doubts about Sam's instinctual methods of finding the diamond source and uses his scientific expertise to continue the search miles away.
These are the rocks that host the diamonds in the other parts of India. So this is really, really good.
While the water team faces problems getting the mining equipment assembled and across the river.
Hey, Rob, what's the earliest you can have this in the water?
I'm trying for tomorrow, Sam.
Now, Sam faces a setback of his own at the dig site.
I've been working with these locals for many years on these expeditions. Every day out there, there's a risk of serious injury. What's this?
There's a knee injury.
Yeah? Up at the mine?
Yeah.
We're mining these diamonds under very tough conditions, far from any medical facility. So any injury has to be handled with extreme urgency.
What happened? Who got hurt? Huh?
What's happening?
Somebody has hurt his leg. What's his name? Jibu. Take him to the doctor. Good.
One of the workers, Jibu, fell into the pit he was digging and twisted his knee. So we rushed him over to the local doctor, and he's going to take care of him. He'll be all right.
Each accident that happens on the project plants the thought of the curse deeper and deeper in every local's mind. But the current is too strong to float the mining equipment directly across the river. So the team must first tow it upstream along the bank. Then they will use the current along with their motorboat to help land it on a target area on the opposite side.
The task of organizing these 100 villages, it's going to fall on me. Just let me know when you guys are ready.
These guys can start getting the ropes ready. I'll show you. They can start from all the way up the bank right now, and then one more step will be out of the way.
Down the river. Everybody! Am I saying it right? I speak 5 languages, but Telugu is not one. I try my best to pick up small words. Pull, slow, stop, just to communicate.
Ready? We gotta be ready.
Okay, start pulling.
Wait.
This is Susanna's next big test. She's got to take these 100 guys and organize them on this really long rope. And the key is to get this dredge upriver without hitting a rock. We're really worried that we're going to pull the dredge and we're going to hit the pump, which is underwater, onto these rocks.
Hey, up.
Hurry up, let's go. We got guys coming.
Ready?
Up.
Pull. Pull.
Okay, keep her going. That's the way.
The rocks are horrible, man. And the people are unfortunate.
When we started towing the dredge up the river, we got to some problems. There were a lot of rocks, loose rocks, slippery terrain, and the guys were towing the dredge in their sandals.
Full speed ahead when you're ready.
Once we got past those rocks, my team of 100 men really got the barge moving fast.
Okay, go.
Okay, you can slow them down to half speed. We're coming up on these rocks.
They need to get left. They just gotta get left. We're gonna hit the rocks. Left two.
Okay, slow them down a little bit.
We're gonna drag right through the rocks.
They're going to pull me in on the rocks. Can you see? They're too close to the dredge on the rope.
Hit the rock.
Take it easy. It takes a little while to get the momentum going, but now the momentum is really going, and it's going too fast. Susanna, you got to tell me that you hear me, or I don't even know that you hear me.
I'm hearing you when I'm running around. There's no issue.
There's no issues. It's a matter of who's in charge, It's a matter of who's in charge. I start giving the signals for Susanna to tell these guys to stop. And that's the whole problem, is that they're not stopping. They're pulling us right up onto the rocks. There's a big emergency.
We hit that pump, we're gonna be done.
Take it easy.
I gotta get rid of that.
Hey, take it easy.
We're jamming up, Dave. We're going into the rocks. Oh!
Pull the rope! Pull the rope!
While Steve presses on in his search for the source, Sam continues work on the site that he believes holds millions of dollars in diamonds. But now, the barge is inches away from slamming into rocks and sinking the team's chances at success on the expedition.
Pull the rope! Pull the rope! They're gonna pull me in on the rocks. Can you see? Take it easy!
We're jamming up, Dave.
Take it easy.
Push! We're going into the rocks.
And I'm yelling at Susanna, and nothing's changing in it. That's when I realized the whole 100-man pull thing was not going to work. So I just had to take matters into my own hands. We'll pull it, since she can't manage it. I'll go up there in the boat and get it. Come on, let's go. Give me the rope, all the way in the boat. The problem is it's quite a small motor on this boat, but when you start pulling a big barge and the current catches it, we're really not sure if we try to pull it across, how far down we're going to go with the current, or if we're going to end up in a set of rapids down there. And potentially we can lose the whole dredge.
We're just about to hit the gravel pump. I'm about panicked out here.
Okay, the line's about to get tight.
We're just barely holding it off right now.
Good time for me to start pulling hard.
Coming into the bedrock. I've got one rock point coming, going within 3 feet of the barge. Get ready on you, man. Go.
Here we go!
With the barge and dredge just far enough upriver, Dave will use the motorboat to pull it across.
You did it, Dave. We're home free from the rocks. Good job, buddy.
We
just took command and just did a great job. He's the best in the world, that's why he's here. We're home free, Dave.
Diving's tomorrow.
Oh, this is great. I'm telling you what, we could have sunk this boat. This thing would have sunk like the Titanic. I'm not kidding you.
Okay, Ty.
I'm trying so hard. I think they just took over it and he decided that I wasn't going to handle it properly. But it's frustrating because this showed me they couldn't count on me.
What the hell was going on over there?
Did you see the situation?
It was too far away from me.
I was trying to run to the front to tell him, pull. The others were stopping in the back. I mean, it was a disaster. I mean, I could hear the frustration in you, but I just couldn't do anything about it.
If you watch me, because they don't understand my language, and I tell them something and they misunderstand it, right? What I have to do is just jump in and show them.
Just me out there with 100 people.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out.
This is all I do. And when I say pull, I want to hear we got some issues. Just pull.
I think that's the Navy SEAL in him. He's just not seeing me as a full member of the team. You know, Sam brought me here for a reason, and I know I can do it.
Dave, are you excited?
Yeah, can't you tell? I'm yelling at everybody.
It feels good to have it on the water. Really good to have it on the water. There's a pile of diamond dirt sitting right here, so we can start feeding this thing tomorrow. Find out whether or not we have some diamonds. So I'm excited about it, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna fire up this dredge, Sam. It might take a couple tries, but if we're gonna give it a go, we gotta hurry it up. Start it up.
It's been nearly 2 weeks since they began the expedition, and the team is ready to start processing their first load of dirt from Sam's dig site.
Even though I was quite sure that Sam's pile wasn't going to produce any major diamonds, I still thought I should lend a hand.
Okay, hey, look.
Now pass it.
Come on, guys.
All right, we gotta get going, don't we? Think you ready yet? I'm almost ready. Down, down. It's still all empty down here. Hey, Rob, the floor deck is pretty dead. The hutch is plugged. Tell him to stop until I get the hutch unplugged. On the wash plant, the discharge pipe was plugged. This thing's kind of complicated. There's a lot of things that go wrong with this thing. Everybody off my boat. Get off my boat. Wait till I'm ready and I'll call for you. Sam, you got a hammer up there? Rusted sticks and there's all kinds of stuck up in the hutch where it's coming out. We gotta get the other one unplugged.
The thing about big dredges like this is there's always things that don't work at startup. I'm telling everybody, you know, just you got to have patience. You know, we got to have some faith in Rob because some things are going to go wrong.
You want to open this back up? No, I can't. I got to get the hutch itself. It's plugged underneath.
Rob's got to get this thing going. Without a working wash plant, we're at a standstill.
Take it down. Let me watch the other one. Let me see what you got. Hold on.
It was really funny seeing the guy running around all over the place trying to get the processing plant working. But we all understand that time is money, and at the moment we're wasting lots of time.
Coming up, more trouble for the team.
The curse of Kulur is a very real problem.
Nearly 2 weeks into the expedition, Sam Spearstra and his prospecting team are finally ready to process their first load of diamond-bearing dirt to see if they've struck it rich. But now, Rob is facing his first equipment breakdown.
You want to open this back up? No, I can't. I got to get the hutch itself. It's plugged underneath. You got to get the other one unplugged.
Be careful. Enter it. Like this. Rotate like this.
Got it. Got it. We got lucky. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's absolutely perfect. First go. It's working like a dream right now. We could really start slamming material to this. All right. Let's do it. Bring it on.
What a relief that Rob's got this wash plant finally fixed. This machine is going to process the rest of the dirt and find our diamonds. It's crucial to our success.
The wash plant assembly consists of the jig and sluice box. When dirt is fed into the jig, gravity and suction pulls the smaller dirt and gravel through a fine grate and feeds it across the sluice box, which consists of 2-inch hydraulic riffles. Any diamond over 1 carat will be trapped in the jig, while smaller diamonds will be caught in the riffles.
We'll just bring it over pan at a time.
Yeah, you'll have to fill those buckets up in those pans and just kind of start feeding it to me. Huh?
All right. This is the pile of dirt that the local workers and myself dug up yesterday. We've already found one diamond in this pile. I'm pretty sure we're going to find a lot more.
Gonna go, buddy. Ain't no diamond getting out of this hutch.
So this is the best part. We got the gear on site. Sam's pile's there. I'm jacked up. This is like walking into the candy factory with a shovel.
It feels great to be processing the dirt. Finally. We worked together and got all of the dirt washed through the wash plant. Now all that's left is to go through the cleaned concentrates to find the diamonds. If we find lots and lots of diamonds, we'll know, after all of these years, that we finally found the ancient, lost diamond mines of Golconda.
Cleaned off real good. We don't mix all the crap on the bottom fast.
Nice looking bed you got down there.
Almost every rock's an egg.
Oh, there's lags getting coarser and coarser as we go down.
Once the wash plant separates out the dirt from the gravels then need to be sifted by hand to find diamonds, either in the jig or using sarukas.
There ain't no diamonds in that.
Nothing.
We got down to the best and the last material, and I'm looking over your shoulder. Not a single diamond, and I look up at Sam, and I just, his heart was broken. All right, let's go. It's terrible. It's a bad time.
I knew Sam was not digging in the right place. He was not digging at the source. I need to keep searching for it if we want to find the really big stones.
The team has done an amazing job to get all of this equipment over here for me. We went through all of this material, and we didn't find any diamonds. You know, I really feel like I've let them down. I know there are diamonds up at that dig site.
After days of prepping the wash plant, tedious digging, and hours of processing Sam's gravel pile, the team has come up empty. But Sam is undeterred.
And it was getting dark. I decided the only thing to do was to get back to digging.
Hey, what's happening? Oh, David, what's happening? Okay.
With the disappointment of not finding any diamonds in his piles,
There ain't no diamonds in that. These are fools.
Sam continues to dig into the sunset, believing there are diamonds he missed. But the legendary curse was about to strike.
Okay. Watch out.
Cobra nests are often accidentally dug into during mining operations in India. According to local folklore, they are a symbolic representation of the curse.
Be careful. Watch out. Why? No work.
What is he
We'll see
saying?
that.
What is he saying?
He says we will not work. They are also going.
We're going? Wait a minute.
They are saying who had that accident and knee injury.
Yeah.
And now this thing. See, the people are afraid and scared, Sam. And even the villagers say that there is a curse of Kulur diamonds.
We've got to keep going on this. We're running out of time. We're running out of money.
The team has spent close to $150,000 and have only found 2 diamonds worth an estimated $4,000. The expedition is on the verge of becoming a financial disaster that could ruin Sam and his team.
Without the locals, I can't keep this thing going. This could be it for me. If it is, I'm not sure I'll ever find the lost diamonds of Golconda.
On the next episode of Lost Treasure Hunters, abandoned by the local team in fear of the curse,
Wait a minute.
Sam and Steve follow new clues that they hope will lead them to the lost diamond mines of Golconda.
Oh, what's this, Steve? Pull over a second. There's a huge pit here, Steve. Whoa!
The water team is hit with equipment failures that nearly claim a life.
Damn it. We busted a water line. This is the danger of this place.
What's that?
I don't know. You gotta be kidding me.
To keep up with our latest adventures, like Animal Planet on Facebook.